guys, your girl Monique Malabat, First Lady Realty, and we're back with a brand new deals in 90 days. And I'm here, as you guys can see, with a special guest speaker, my guy, EZE. What do they call you? EZE? The easy way?
The easy way, the best way.
The best way, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So as some of you guys probably already know, if you are in the local DMV area, because you've probably seen his signs everywhere, EZE is a top producer realtor. This year alone, he's already sold over 100 houses, and this is 2022, guys. We are currently in the month of November. We probably will air in the month of December, but again, this guy is tracking. He's probably going to end the year with, how many deals are you thinking?
I'm hoping like 100 and maybe 20. I'm hoping
120. Okay.
Okay. We're praying on it, right?
Praying on it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you probably currently have a number of deals under contract.
Yeah, and there's just like some deals I'm working too close to, but real estate, you never know.
You never know. Yeah, some deals.
Right. We're going to be positive. 120 guys, 120.
Yeah, so he's planning to do 120 real estate deals by the end of this year, 2022. We only got like a month left, guys, and this is powerful. So I'm happy that you're here. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Yeah.
Truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start off with just, how did you get into real estate? Like, why real estate?
I got into real estate initially. I would like to say by mistake, but it wasn't really by mistake. I went to, I attended Howard University, and while I attended Howard University, I lived in a rooming house. It was like a house in Petwood.
Petwood, okay.
Are you familiar with Petwood, right?
Yes. Got a list in there now. Well,
yeah, listen. Oh yeah. So I had a house in Petwood, and I lived in a room. I rented a room, and I had a friend who rented another room. I had another friend who rented the basement, and I had another guy who rented the first floor. So one day I was just randomly thinking, and I calculated exactly how much we were all paying.
Okay.
At that time, I was paying like, I don't know, I think $350. Doesn't sound like much, but at that time, it's
back then, yes,
90s.
Yeah.
So $350 plus this other person paid like $450 because his room was bigger. The guy in the basement paid like maybe $600. So I did the math and I calculated everything, and she was making a killing. The landlady. She was a Caribbean lady. She's making a killing. I did the math. And it wasn't like, this is the 90s, so Petwood isn't what Petwood is now.
Right.
So it wasn't the best neighborhood,
right?
That's what I'm trying to say. And so as she could make that much money from it, I think I did a little bit of research and found out how much the house was actually worth.
Okay.
So I just figured I could do this too. It's not that difficult. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I'll be buying a home by myself at the same time. So what I did was I started reading all these books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
I now found out what I needed to do, which the first thing was to fix my credit.
Okay.
I'd ruined my credit at that time. And I just started, building on that. And I bought my first condo. I bought a condo in Heightsville, Maryland, 2-bedroom condo.
Nice.
Then the next day I bought another condo, and I just kept on buying condos for the first 5 years.
Oh, nice.
So, like every year I was,
buying another condo.
But I was working multiple jobs. I worked 2 jobs full time. And I was saving, and I had that strategy. I made a lot of mistakes. I'm not making it sound like it was easy. I made a lot of mistakes with tenants and landlord and tenant. Then then eventually I graduated to multi-unit buildings.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So then all this time I still had a regular job. Then because I was in real estate and I had tenants, the word around amongst my friends is like, okay, EZE's into real estate.
So he's an investor currently. So at that time you were an investor and you had a bunch of properties.
Yeah. So everybody kind of knew what I did.
Right.
So anytime anybody wanted to purchase a home,
they would reach out to you.
They reach out to EZE. Hey, EZE, what should I do? Like, a good real estate agent.
Nice.
And whatever real estate agent I was using at that time, I refer.
Smart.
Yeah. So what happened was there was this big deal. A friend of mine was trying to purchase a property in the millions.
Okay.
Right. So I referred it to an agent.
Nice. Okay.
Then, of course, I was expecting some kind of compensation.
You wanted
yeah,
even though you wasn't licensed.
I wasn't licensed. But, I'm never, I'm a civilian. I didn't know
the laws and everything.
Yeah, I didn't know the laws at that time. So I didn't get any compensation because it's against the law to compensate.
Exactly.
If you're not, unless the person is a real estate agent.
Right.
So, I spoke to a friend of mine, and he told me, like, if you had your real estate license, you could have made $8,000 from that deal just by referring
it. Okay.
So that's what,
kind of the light went
The
on,
light
was
went
like, I
off
need
in
to
my
go
head.
ahead and get my
Like the
license?
next week, I took two weeks vacation and I
Oh.
wanted to take the class.
Oh, wow, you wasn't
CTI
playing.
class. I wasn't playing. I wasn't
It's
playing.
like, so,
Yeah.
and, okay, so just to track back real quickly, I love all of this because it seems like you had a bit of like a strategy, was like, hey, I'm gonna be a real estate investor.
Mhm.
Like, how old were you when you bought your first property? Do you mind sharing?
25.
Okay,
25
nice, so you were very young.
I was young, yeah.
Okay, so 25, so we're around the same age when we bought our first property. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
And then what it seemed like what happened from how you said, so 5 years later, so by the time the age of 30, how many properties did you have?
I had 5 condos
Nice. Okay.
because I was buying every year. Like
Right.
my goal was every year I'll purchase a property.
Property. Okay.
Right?
Nice. Mhm.
So I purchased 5 at that time.
Mhm.
But I
Working
always
2 jobs.
two
like you
full-time
were
jobs.
hustling.
I was hustling.
Mhm.
So even though I had the property, they
Mhm.
won't make it, it's not like I was
Much
making
money.
profit.
Right.
Then I had one guy, he hadn't paid me rent in 6 months. I had to take him
Ugh.
to court. But
Mhm.
I just had that vision, like I'm gonna purchase
Keep
every
going,
year.
right.
Then at one point I always knew I wanted a multi-unit building because
Right.
I started learning that condos are cool,
Mhm.
but you can make more from a multi-unit building.
Right.
The value of the property
Right.
increases faster.
Right.
Then with a condo, you're paying condo fees
Right.
and the
That
value.
profit. So you were you looking more so, and we're gonna shift a little bit, but were you looking more so for like that monthly profit, or were you looking for like equity, or both?
Just everything.
Everything. Okay.
But the equity with condos weren't really working,
Right.
right?
That's true.
It wasn't really working for me, and I saw it
It's
wasn't
fast
working.
enough, right.
But then again, like for you guys out there,
Mhm.
it was a training ground for me. I learned
Right.
about landlord and tenant court.
Mhm.
It made me disciplined enough to monitor my tenants, how much they're paying me,
Mhm.
follow up. It connected me with plumbers,
Mhm.
electricians.
Right.
So I'm learning from this
Professional, right.
professionals. So I'm learning from this process, and that in turn
Mhm.
helped me when I started purchasing multi-unit
Multi-units.
buildings.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
now I'm playing. The first multi-unit building I purchased was in Brooklyn, and it was a 4-unit
Nice.
building
Right.
in
Okay.
DC.
In DC, yes. Nice.
So before that, I was in Maryland.
Right.
The laws are different.
Yes, that is true.
So when I get to DC,
Right.
Maryland had prepared me for DC, but they hadn't prepared me enough. But
And
because
if anybody knows anything about
Yeah.
DC, the DC landlord tenant laws
It's
are
crazy.
10 times worse
Yeah.
than Maryland. So I
Yeah.
understand that.
yeah, so I get in there and I inherit all these tenants,
Nice.
and the previous landlord was a little bit lax.
Right. Okay.
So I had to go in there. One guy, he hadn't paid in like 5 months.
Oh gosh.
And
Yeah.
he stood outside, smoked outside with his friends. He was younger.
Right.
So I had to take care of that. I had to take care of a bunch of other things.
Yes.
But
Tenants
then
are tough. But it's
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good way, like you said, it's a good strategy. I love how you went from like you worked your way up. I think sometimes we want to jump to a 50-unit building, a 100-unit building, not realizing let's, grow, learn and grow your property. So you went to 4 units, and then let's talk about when you transitioned and got your real estate license. Like how many years later and how many maybe multi-units later?
Yeah,
After that.
I bought a couple of multi-unit buildings after that first one, but I transitioned I think about 4 years ago.
Like 4 years ago. Okay, right.
Yeah, when that situation happened with that guy, I was just like,
Got it.
I'm gonna get a license.
Right. Oh yes, because that $8,000 you could have made.
I could have made
possibly
$8,000
just from referring it. Okay.
Plus, my mindset had already, because I thought I was an entrepreneur, but this guy named Dame Dash, Dame Dash?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So Dame Dash has this video, and it always rings in my head. And Dame Dash says, like, if you don't eat what you kill, you're not an entrepreneur. If you have a job, you're not an entrepreneur. He always said that, and I always felt a certain kind of way about it, like.
And you're like, oh, let me.
But because I'll have conversations with myself in my mind, like, but I'm an entrepreneur. I have all these properties.
Yes.
I have tenants that pay me rent.
Yes.
I manage. It's a business I'm managing.
It's the whole business.
But then that's just like, if you have a boss and you have to ask your boss for a day off, you're not an entrepreneur. You're a worker.
Oh, yeah.
So, when I got my license, it was a way for me to try.
Right. You were like, let me go ahead and dive in.
Yeah.
Like,
so initially I was just like, what I'm going to do is like, I'm just going to get deals, refer to agents.
Oh, okay. You were going to be like a referral agent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Initially. in my mind.
Right.
But like you're thinking it, so things happen.
So did you stay? Because I am curious now. So now you transitioned to the real estate. You became an agent, and did you quit right away? Did you continue to work? Were you a dual agent? How did that
What
go?
I had 3 jobs.
Oh, 3 jobs.
Facts.
I know. I'm sorry.
I had 3 jobs. Like
3
yeah.
Oh,
No, true story.
Like
Ask anybody in the medical field. I had 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
Three
Okay.
jobs.
And you just got your real estate license. I don't understand how you did the classes and you kept your 3 jobs.
I took the 2-week vacation to just take the classes.
Oh, so you knocked it out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just took a vacation.
Like 8-hour days, 10
hour
days.
I took it seriously and I passed the first go around.
Nice.
So I was working at 3 different hospitals, but I wanted to flip it and use that to my advantage.
Right.
Because the thing about working at the hospitals is like everybody there is getting money. Like they're all professionals, physicians, nurses, like everybody is.
Yeah.
And in the medical field, there's just a lot of overtime. So the average person is making money and they're all buying houses and they're all looking for places to rent. So my strategy was like, at these 3 jobs, I'm going to promote my business at these 3 jobs.
Like gonna be a silent realtor, guys. I hope you hear that.
Exactly. I was
That's a tip right there. That's a gem. No secret agent.
I was a secret agent. So I had a goal initially, I was reading the books and everything. I had a goal like every single day, I'm going to give 20 people my business cards.
Okay. Nice.
Some of them are nurses, some of them firefighters. The firefighters come to the hospital. To drop patients. The firefighters, the nurses, the doctors.
So you just work those 3 hospitals.
I was working in like anywhere I go, I was working.
Nice.
Then eventually my first deal I got from a nurse. Okay. My guy Akini, his name is Akini. Okay. I spoke to him yesterday. He's my guy, yeah. I spoke to him. I think but he's my friend too. Okay. He gave me a shot. Okay. Nice. He knew I was a new agent. Right. And he was just like, yeah, if not you, who else would I use?
New agent with 3 jobs.
With 3 jobs, but I made it happen. Okay. And so I got my first deal through him. It took me about maybe 3 months
to close with him.
With him. I started getting my license. Okay. So then I pushed it, I started taking it seriously. Right. And I took it so serious that it started affecting the 3 jobs.
Oh, okay. So you eventually had to give it up, right?
Yeah, yes. Because it's basically I was at those jobs to promote my business, not to work.
That's exactly. Hey, marketing, you gotta market.
And people could even sense it. Like I was there's this whole different energy about me. Right. Yeah, I became passionate about trying to put people in homes and educating more people that I meet about credit repair. I started reading more. I really got into it.
Okay, you gave 100 and probably 50 million per second. You know how you move.
Yeah, we go hard, man.
Right. So I do. Speaking of that, because it seems like you take your marketing to the next level, and that's probably the reason why, if you're not from the DMV area, you don't understand what I'm talking about, but EZE signs are everywhere. So if you know him already, so a lot of people are going to tune in from DC, Maryland, Virginia, but if you don't know EZE, you could easily Google him. But if you are driving around DC, Maryland, or Virginia, I guarantee you've seen his signs. Whether you've seen his signs on the side of the road, on a bus stop, or, bus sign. Or my girlfriend actually told me recently, she was like, oh my gosh, you about to interview the EZE guy. I saw his signs at the nail salon. I said, nail salon. Yeah. I was like, he's even in the nail salon, but let's talk about that. So, you've been a licensed realtor now for like 4 years, right? Yeah. So this is year number 4, or you're going into year number 4?
I don't know the exact. I think I'm going into it. Yeah, let's
just say 4, because at the end of the day, his numbers are crazy. So if you are newer in the industry, or you year 2, 3, he might make you feel a little bit bad. So let's say year 4. But EZE. So you just really what seemed like it happened, because I love how you talked about what you did within in the hospitals. It seems like you took that same blueprint and you applied it to real life. So tell us a little bit more about the signs. You're the king of the signs, and also a little bit more about what's some marketing techniques that you're doing today, just to share with the audience so they can learn a little something. So.
I mean, the secret of marketing, like, that's why it's so interesting to me when people say, you're a marketing genius or you're good at marketing, because I'm just a regular, it was just basically the secret is I made sure I did something every day. Right. Not Monday and Wednesday. Every single day I do something towards projecting my business out there. every day. So if I talk like, like I said earlier, I'm giving out 20 business cards a day.
Right.
Like even little kids. No, I'm serious.
No, I know you are.
Yeah,
I know you are.
Even everybody's getting my business card.
Right.
So that's like something I do. Like, so what it becomes your routine, becomes natural to you. So just, hey, anybody you meet, like, hey man, Uber guy, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I don't know if you're ready to buy, if you're not ready to buy, just, so it became my routine. So I just did 20 a day for that. Then I'll now make a decision like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this 8x11 signs.
Right.
And I want to put them in 6 stores a day.
6 stores a day.
No matter what. If it's raining, if it's cold, if there's a storm outside, 6 stores a day.
So
6 stores a day.
Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, every day. So that's 42 stores a week, right?
Nice.
And 42 stores a week times 52 weeks. Is that 2,000?
Nice, yes.
So with the compound effect, right, of you being, as long as you're consistent, that's the key.
Right, consistent.
In the 52 weeks, you have your signs in 2,000 stores.
Y'all hear that?
On average, right? So it's not like I'm a genius. I'm just consistent. Like, so what ended up happening is like, you might go to the nail shop today and see my sign there. Then you might go to the Jamaican carryout and see my sign there. Then you might go, to the DMV. No, not the DMV. They don't let me put it in the DMV. But like, just like little places in the area, and just based on the compound effect, it just sticks in your mind. Like, I keep seeing this guy. So when it's time for you to buy a house, or if anybody mentions anything real estate related, the first thing that comes to your mind is that guy. I see all the time.
You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're everywhere.
But it's not like, I'm like a genius. It's just like consistency. The secret is just consistency with everything works. Every kind of marketing works. But if you're not consistent with it, it wouldn't work.
Fair.
Yeah.
I like that. I love the consistency piece because I feel like especially with new agents, they get into business, they're super excited. They're like, yo, I'm going to, sell 1 million homes in this year. And then what happens is that, a month or 2 in, they give up. It's like, so as you may or may not know, according to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, 87% of realtors, like it says, about 83 to 87% of realtors are out of the industry within the first 2 years. So that goes to show you that too many people are giving up too soon.
Too soon, yeah.
So
too soon.
What do you think about like that? What are some tips you would tell a brand new realtor that's just got in the industry today? I love the consistency piece. What else would you tell them?
I tell them, print a bunch of business cards. It doesn't have to be super expensive. There's something with your name there, Claire, and pick a number, a good number, like 20, 15. I'm going to give 15 people my business card every day. I'm going to go to the mall and give 15 people. I'm going to go pass out flyers with my face on there and give 15 people or 20 people every day. And social media. With business cards, you have to pay. But with social media, all it is creativity and consistency. You can take a picture of your food next to your business card, and that's content.
That's true.
And that right there might resonate with somebody at that time who wants to buy, or somebody might think it's funny and forward it to somebody else. But once you just start doing it every day, the way the brain works, you just get smarter and you just become more creative. But if you do it one day, then you're like, I don't feel like it. Then you just
right. And I like what you said. Let's bring it back to social media, and we're going to talk about the brain real quickly, just real quick. So social media, I actually follow this guy. I don't know if you guys follow him. In the local area, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, EZE is known because of all his signs. They are literally everywhere. You actually got to tell him this story real quickly about how, with the senator or somebody reached out to you.
Oh, the senator came to the brokerage and complained about my yard sign. I have these yard signs that I had them, I put it all over the city. My goal was, I was doing like 30 a day, 30 yard signs a day all over. Anywhere I go, I'll put them up, like anywhere in the DMV. And, like I said about the compound effect, it just became massive.
Everybody heard about him throughout Maryland, and when the senator reached out to him.
More than the real estate commission reached out, the senators reached out to
the real estate commission, two guys.
Montgomery County government, the DC mayor's office sent me a letter, and I was scared at first, but I was also proud that I did enough. I mean, I created enough noise where the mayor's office sent a letter,
Right.
and this guy has to stop
Right.
like that. So
Publicity,
yeah,
good or bad,
yeah.
is publicity, right?
But it wasn't because I want to repeat this, not because I'm like super smart. It's just the consistency part. Just because I was doing it every day. So anything you're doing, just do it every day. Social media, every day, just post something.
And this guy, so was bringing back to social media, because I just thought that part was funny, because he was just on a panel recently.
Yeah.
And he was talking about what he was doing, and the fact that he was doing it so much that, the senators reaching out to him, the mayor's reaching out to him in DC, you got a senator in Maryland reaching out to him, the real estate commission, everyone's like, yo, stop
this.
But look how powerful that is at the end of the day. That is so powerful for, all these different local ordinances to be reaching out. Like, marketing is too much. Yes, it can be scary, but I also think it's powerful. At the end of the day, everyone's noticing you. And I'm quite sure you're not just them are reaching out, you're also getting tons of clients as well. So that's the most important part right there, guys. So yeah, be safe, follow us. But at the end of the day, understand that even the mayor and the senator and all these other people know him now. They all know him. But speaking of social media, another thing I noticed with social media is that also EZE have like over 11,000 posts, guys. I know you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, like the truth of the matter is, like, when do you even have time? A, B, tell me, because talk to the audience a little bit more, because we've talked about this. It's social media. Like, you post pretty much how many times a day?
Minimum 10 times. Minimum
10 times a day, guys. Okay, it's not just only real estate, right?
I post everything. I post everything. With 90% of the time I tie it into real estate, but I post like this. I'm posting all this. All this is going on my social media page. I post what I eat. I post I answer questions, because a lot of people want to be educated. Once you're giving people free education, they'll follow you. I tell them about credit repair. I post other people's business to support other small business owners. Just everything in your life is content. Everything you think is boring to somebody else, they're interested in that. And so it's exposing you for whatever business, not just in real estate, whatever business you do, letting the people know what you do. And it also helps increase your discipline level. Because if you're disciplined enough to post 10 times a day or 20 times a day, that means you'll be disciplined enough to give 20 business cards. That means you'll be disciplined enough to call 10 clients a day. You know what I'm saying? So it all ties into each other. The key is discipline, consistency.
And I love how you talked about not just, definitely discipline, definitely consistency. I love all that, but you also brought up something about the brain that I thought was pretty important as well. I think what you've built this into because I know this probably sounds weird. I've done some research on the brain and how to get yourself to kind of do stuff. You guys know that I'm working on my broker's license. So, and I've trained and I've coached agents. So I'm always thinking about, like, how do I get people to move the needle? And one thing it sounds like you're doing, because you're doing it so much, is that you are subconsciously doing this stuff now. If you do it enough times, it goes from your conscious mind where you actively have to do stuff, and then goes to your subconscious mind when you do it without even thinking about it. And that's the key right there. That's what he keeps saying, do it consistently throughout the day, because it goes in your subconscious mind. So a lot of things we're doing, I'm talking right now, we're breathing right now, we're sitting here, we had to train ourselves to do this at one point, guys. And that's why he's saying consistency, because it's all in the brain.
It's all in your brain.
It's all in the brain. You train the brain, and then you can do whatever, almost anything you want.
Anything.
Especially this guy, he's selling them. If this guy could sell 100 and something houses, put out 30 beta size a day, post 10 times a day, there's no excuse for any of you guys anymore, okay? Anything's possible. Okay, EZE. So tell us a little bit more about what are you reading right now? Because the market is shifting. I know a lot of agents are scared, especially because the last 2 years, business has literally fell in many of our laps, especially the new agents. A lot of them didn't build up real discipline because everybody wanted to buy a house because interest rates were so low, 2%, and the lowest it's been in a very long time. And now interest rates have jumped up, from 7%, just went down recently to 6%. So it's a lot of uncertainty, and also rise in inflation is another problem. So not only do we have high interest rates, we also have inflation. The most expensive it's been in a long time. I think it's been the interest rates are the highest it's been in 30 years, something crazy, 25 years, 20 years. So it's insane. What are you doing right now? to kind of,
Yeah, for me personally, I'm doubling up on my marketing. I'm putting out content,
okay.
showing my face.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, this is what I tell myself. And it's the truth. You know, I'm just telling myself the truth. No matter what happens, right, in any economy, in the state of Maryland, there are 5,000 transactions every month. No matter what.
You hear that guy say that again? How many?
5,000 transactions every month in the state of Maryland. There are people out here who have to buy. There are people who are out here who have to sell. I have a client right now. He purchased a brand new home. Nice, his dream home. Okay. Then unfortunately, his mother passed away. Right? At the same time. So he can't afford his brand new home and also pay his mother's mortgage that passed away. He has to sell.
Very true.
No matter what the economy says, he has to sell. There's also other clients had triplets. Oh, yeah. They live in a one-bedroom place. They have to buy.
Ooh, triplets.
Yeah. There are people who have to buy and people who have to sell.
Oh, yeah.
So the business is there. You just need to let them know they could do the business with you. Exactly. So what you need to be doing, what I'm doing, is marketing, getting my name out. Social media, free. Going out, passing out my flyers, passing out my business card, networking events, going, meeting people, connecting with people, because the money is with the people. They're the ones who know everybody knows somebody who wants to buy, sell, or rent. Everybody.
That's true.
You know, there's a stat about, I think people buy or sell every 5 years.
Yeah, I think, and it depends on where you're located at. So anywhere at one point it used to be 10 years, but you know, we're way more transient than we've ever been. So yeah, so you're looking at probably a DMV area, 3 to 5 years. And just if you're in the suburbs, probably like 5 to 7 years. But yes, that's correct.
So my guy, the business is out there. You just need to let them know you're out there so they could pick you. And
I love that. Basically, don't be a silent agent. I feel like new agents, not just new agents, even some experienced agents, you know, they're just silent about their business. And you're correct. Like at the end of the day, 5,000 transactions. I like that you noticed that number. That's powerful. So you looking up your data. He knows his market, guys. He knows that pretty much 5,000 transactions are happening in Maryland. And he knows that let me at least get 10 of them, right? 10, 20 of them, you know, based on a month. So that's
and it's there for you to get.
Right.
You just need to
let them know, because again, people are going to sell, they're going to buy regardless. You just need to make sure they do it with you. I actually used to say that to some agents I used to train all the time. I'm like, you know, people are going to do this regardless. Why not let them work with you, especially family and friends? Why not?
Yeah.
You know?
And what we have, I mean, like I keep repeating the what we have, that's a God gift that our grandparents and parents didn't have, is social media. And it costs us nothing.
Yes.
You could connect to 1 million people. You could connect to 2 million people.
Right.
You know, I'm saying like,
no, you're right. Worldwide
if you want to. You just need to just make the effort and just push it, and it's there.
Perfect. So EZE, before we wrap up, you know, a couple of things. Of course, we need to know how to find you. We already know, probably everyone should guess probably where to find him, but we're gonna real quickly. What is the future? What does the future look like for you? Like
my goal for 2023 is I've done about 104 homes this year. My goal is to 300 for next year.
300.
So I'm trying to triple.
Triple. Do you have a question? Are you working by yourself? Do you have a team? Like how are you doing all?
I just transferred to Samson, and I created a team that assists me. I have a transaction manager. I have an agent that goes show houses for me. Nice. And you know, so but I still need to drum the business. Right. So I need to quadruple my efforts. You know, in order to do 300 homes, you know.
Oh, you know, you definitely have to.
Yeah. You have to do more. I have to work harder. You know, I have to advertise more.
Smart.
So work hard, smarter, you know. Yeah, but you know, you can't skip hard work.
I know. That joke.
Yeah. But you know, I have to double up marketing, connecting with people.
Even with the market doing this shift, you already know you're going to do another basically 200 on top of what you did this year.
I mean, think about it, like it's 5,000 a month, right? So that means in a year there's 60,000 deals. I can't get 300.
I love it.
Get 300. That's a low bar, right?
Guys, you hear the confidence. This is another thing. This is another reason why he's out here killing it. You cannot have that lack of confidence and also not that discipline piece on top of that. I love how you're just like, I can't get 300. Like, what's wrong with that? And also no goal is too big, right? If you are willing to work hard, put the right systems in place and hire the right people, build out your team, you can do whatever you want to do. I love it, EZE. I just love, we're gonna listen, that's gonna be on the little Instagram reel. Great, you know, like 300.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I love it. So any systems or tools out there or even books that you're reading today that you can share like with some of the
Yeah,
aspiring
like
agents?
one book that helped me out a lot is Grant Cardone. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, Grant Cardone. Yes, yes.
10X. This book called
10X, guys.
And basically is what I'm saying, like multiplying your efforts by 10 times.
Nice.
And that's what the Grant Cardone book. He has another one called Be Obsessed or Be Average.
Oh, I like that.
Be Obsessed or Be Average. That helped me out a lot too. I'm currently reading a book right now called Discipline is Destiny.
Ooh.
And it talks about this being disciplined. Then there's a book called Compound Effect.
Yes, I figured you read that book.
Yeah, Compound Effect. So those books helped me out a lot. There's a bunch of other books I can't remember, but those 3 books, you need to check it out. And you not just read it, but apply what they say in the book. You know, that's the key. The information is key, but you know, you have to apply. You have to go out there and you know.
Read it a couple of times, guys. Write it down, make some notes. Because it sounds like you're reading this stuff a lot.
Oh yeah, I read 10X like 10 times. I read
10 times though.
You know, I read it all. I mean, I read this book over. I do a lot of audio reading because I move driving.
Right, you're driving, yep.
So you know, you read the books faster because you know you're just listening to while you're driving, but that information sticks, and I apply everything I learned from you know, these guys.
Yes, I love how you said audiobooks, guys. Apply it. You don't always have to sit down and read it. If you're busy, you're moving, you can still take in the knowledge. You know, turn off that radio, listen to some audiobooks, listen to our podcast episode again too, as well.
Check it out.
Any systems out there that you may want to share with some of the that you're using to kind of help? He said, EZE, like, it's in my brain. It's in my brain. Marketing is king. Okay, perfect. Well, I do appreciate it, EZE. How do they find you? How can the audience find your connection?
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok, I'm on WhatsApp. Check me out. My name on all these platforms is EZE_OKWODU.
All right, say that one more time before we
EZE_OKWODU.
All right, and if you're tuning in on YouTube or on any of the social media platforms, I'll make sure I'll put those words down there for you guys. If you're listening on the audio on the podcast, then rewind it because you may not have gotten that, but follow him. He posts a lot and you can actually kind of get some tips and tricks on how he's doing what he's doing. He's also always appearing on a guest speaker on different podcasts and also just in person, like where were we just at just recently? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
Those are panelists?
Yeah, panelist. He's also a panelist. I said it earlier. I couldn't think of it right now. He's also a panelist speaker as well, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing to Deals in 90 Days podcast. Also, be sure to check out our website, The Bad Agents. THEBADAGENTS. Oh my gosh, Mike, like I can't spell it. TheBadAgents.com to listen to all the other podcast episodes. Buy yourself a t-shirt as well, especially if you're a real estate agent. Got some funny t-shirts on there. And be sure to tune into all the other episodes. We have more coming. Thank you again, EZE, for coming on the show. Deals in 90 Days.